morning to all our viewers out there. You're watching News 9 Live and I'm Shriya Kundu here with all the latest updates of the day on all the top stories of the day from across the nation and around the world. And well, we begin the day's bulletin, the 9 o'clock bulletin, with the biggest event of the day, which is the third phase of the Lok Sabha election that is ongoing currently. We are bang in the middle of the election season and the voting for the third phase of Lok Sabha Elections 2024 is taking place today. This is across 11 states and union territories. Voters are casting their ballots in 93 Lok Sabha constituencies. Out of these 93 seats, 10 are reserved for scheduled castes, 11 for scheduled tribes, and as many as 1,351 candidates are in the fray in the Phase 3 polls. Notably, polling for the Anantnag-Rajouri seat in Jammu and Kashmir has been deferred to May 25th, while Betul in Madhya Pradesh, originally slated for the second phase, will join the fray in this third phase today. Now, after today, a total of 283 seats will have completed the polling, marking a significant milestone in this electoral journey. States including Assam, Chattisgarh, Goa, Karnataka and Gujarat will even have completed their voting process in this phase, shaping the political landscape for the upcoming government. With that now, very firstly, we'll take a look at some of these reactions that's come in, with the first one being of the Prime Minister of our country, who also cast his vote early this morning.
भाई गर्मी में आप लोग दिन रात दौड़ कर रहे हैं, आप अपने स्वास्थ्य की भी चिंता कीजिए, और क्योंकि चुनाव के दिनों में पत्रकार साथियों को दिन रात दौड़ना पड़ता है और आज मीडिया की कंपटीशन भी इतनी है कि आपको समय से आगे दौड़ना पड़ता है। मैं तो यही प्रार्थना करूंगा आप सब पुराने साथियों को कि अपने स्वास्थ्य का जरूर ध्यान रखें, और मैं हमेशा कहता हूं कि पानी बहुत पीना चाहिए। जितना ज्यादा पानी पिएंगे तो आपको बहुत स्वास्थ्य के लिए भी ठीक रहेगा और एनर्जी भी मेंटेन रहती है। आज तीसरे चरण का मतदान है। मैं देशवासियों को विशेष रूप से आग्रह करूंगा कि लोकतंत्र में मतदान ये सामान्य दान नहीं है। हमारे देश में दान का एक महात्म्य है और उसी भाव से देशवासी ज्यादा से ज्यादा मतदान करें। आज तीसरे चरण का मतदान है। अभी और करीब करीब 3 सप्ताह चुनाव अभियान चलेगा। 4 मतदान के दौर आगे भी हैं। मेरा गुजरात में मतदार के नाते यही एक जगह है जहां मैं रेगुलर मतदान करता हूं, और अमित भाई यहां से भारतीय जनता पार्टी के उम्मीदवार के रूप में चुनाव लड़ रहे हैं। मैं कल रात को ही आंध्र से आया हूं, अभी गुजरात में हूं। मध्य प्रदेश जाना है, महाराष्ट्र जाना है, फिर तेलंगाना जाना है। तो इतने कम समय में मैं ज्यादा बात तो नहीं कर पाऊंगा, लेकिन मैं गुजरात के मतदाताओं को भी और देश के मतदाताओं का भी हृदय से आभार व्यक्त करता हूं, जो उत्साह उमंग से मतदान में हिस्सा लेते हैं।
Well, with that now, we have with us Ajit K. Jha and Reni Ibrahimi joining us on the broadcast right now, both senior journalists. Reni, coming to you first, a very good morning and quite an eventful day today, definitely. My first question to you would be based on Karnataka. We know Pralhad Joshi is again up for another fifth term. He's very confident that he is going to win another fifth term from his constituency Dharwar. But the point is, at Karnataka, the situation currently is extremely sensitive, and both the BJP and the Congress are looking out at female voters, especially with what's going on with regards to Prajwal Revanna as well as Neha's murder that just took place. These are two major political issues that's also been raked up. These are murders that the criminal investigations that are now ongoing, but these also have had political ramifications that we have seen play out in the election season. Your reaction to how these two might play out for the constituencies that are going up for polls today?
Very good morning to you, Shreya. To answer your question, today we are seeing how instances like this are having a huge political impact on the ongoing Lok Sabha elections. And since you mentioned about the Revana case, as also the murder, the latest murder that's come to light in Karnataka, it would, to understand it simply, you should look at West Bengal, where the whole Sandesh Kali incident, where women were being exploited, is expected to have a huge impact in the election results of Lok Sabha in that state. So, I mean, just to give you a real, contrast in terms of how that is likely to impact. So, in West Bengal, while the BJP began with a focus that we must retain the 18 Lok Sabha seats we won the last time, post Sandesh Kali, the BJP started now saying that, hey, now we're going to get in the range of 30 Lok Sabha seats in West Bengal. So, just to tell you how they hope that impact, in Karnataka also, similarly, the Revana incident, as also the murder you cited just now, are likely to result in huge positive results for the BJP party, with the voters' disenchantment with the JDS playing out in favor of the BJP, so to speak, although they are in alliance with the JDS themselves.
Right, absolutely. So at this point, we'll in fact go over to Ajit K. Jha, who's also there with us. Another key constituency that is there today up for polls from Karnataka is Shivamoga. Mr. Jha, now coming back to you, we see two major political people who have been in the political arena. They are sons of former chief ministers from that particular state in Shivamoga that are being fielded against each other. What do we see? How are we seeing this particular situation? Do we think this might be another term for Yediyurappa's son? He might be winning from there. Vijayendra might be winning from there yet again.
See, I feel Karnataka, although there is a Congress government in Karnataka, but in the Lok Sabha, I think the BJP has an overall advantage. So obviously, Yediyurappa, who's the tallest leader from Karnataka for the BJP, his son would obviously end up having a great advantage in Shivamoga. Try to understand, of course, there has been a big scandal going on right now, which might affect some of the votes of JDS, particularly, let's say, Hassan, they might lose, or, a couple of other constituency. But the alliance is between BJP and JDS. And remember, in 2019, without the alliance, the BJP had got 25 out of 28 seats. They had swept Karnataka. So in the Lok Sabha, despite Congress's presence in the assembly and in the state, I think the BJP-JDS alliance will obviously have an upper hand compared to the Congress. So, okay, let's say the BJP might not win. By the way, all the 14 seats that are going into polls today are all BJP seats. So basically, the BJP is defending its seats in Karnataka today. So even if the BJP doesn't end up, the BJP-JDS doesn't end up 25 seats like last time, yet it is the Karnataka in Lok Sabha is still favorable to the BJP. That is what I would conclude. In Gujarat, for example, 26 seats, right? One seat Surat the BJP won uncontested. But last 2014, 2019, the BJP swept through Gujarat. This is the state of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Amit Shah. So, again, one would expect, again, a sweep in Gujarat by the BJP. There are a few seats bordering Rajasthan. For example, Sabarkant, Baskata, Patan. Some of these seats are having interesting fights. Congress has put up very strong candidates, and there is this Kshatriya rebellion going on in Gujarat against the BJP, which the Congress is using. The Congress has relied on its farm strategy, Kshatriya, Harijan, Adivasi, and Muslim. This was the old Congress alliance. So they are relying on that. But I really doubt if they'll be able to get more than 1 or 2 seats in that region or which is bordering Rajasthan. Other than that, very, very difficult for the Congress to make a dent, despite the fact that there is some kind of alliance with AAP. It's a Congress-AAP alliance against the BJP. But despite that, I think Gujarat is the pocket borrow of BJP. Karnataka never used to be a pocket borrow, but had ended up becoming in 2019. Of course, they lost the assembly, but this alliance, I think, is giving a major impetus to the BJP. So if you look at overall third phase seems to be the phase where the BJP dominates. The NDA has 79 seats out of 93. The BJP 72 seats out of those
Right.
79. So this is the BJP advantage, third phase, as opposed to phase 1 and phase 2, which was to some extent advantage India alliance because of Tamil Nadu and Kerala.
Right, Mr. Jha. Mr. Jha and Mr. Ibrahim, we'll come back to you after the short break that we'll just take, and then we'll discuss Gujarat, in fact, in depth. As we can see that Amit Shah is already out there. He is contesting from Gandhinagar, and Prime Minister was already in Gujarat earlier in the day to cast his vote. We'll come back with more discussions on all the particular states that are going for vote today in the phase 3.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
Currently, the industry is facing a lot of challenges as far as demand is concerned. Basically, the US markets has slowed down because of high inflation.
So obviously, diamonds being a dream product, something which doesn't have a utility value or is seen as a luxury. So that obviously goes off your shopping list. That's the first item that will go off your shopping list, especially in recessionary trends.
That lab-grown diamonds are not mined, and they do away with the entire mining. So they save up on all the environmental damage that is associated with mining, and of course, the mining cost, which is why they're even more affordable.
People that is impacted by all these recessions are the artisans, are the people who work in this industry, right? But I think lab-grown diamond has allowed them to actually use their skills in the same product.
This and more streaming on world's first news OTT, News9 Plus. Download now.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Welcome back. You're watching News 9 Live, and at the top of this segment, we'll quickly take you through some headlines from the election season as to what's happening where. Let's dive right into it. Well, those were some quick headlines from across the nation with regards to the phase 3 of the Lok Sabha Elections 2024. With that, now we'll go back to Rani Ibrahim and Ajit Gejha, who are both with us on the broadcast currently. Rani, coming to you first. With regards to Amit Shah this time has said that he is going to win with a higher record than he did even in the last elections. 9 lakh votes, 69.67 vote share that he had secured. How are we looking at this particular mandate that's been predicted by him for himself?
Shreya, it is very simple over here because the Gandhinagar seat, the Lok Sabha seat, has for years before Amit Shah contested from there, been cultivated and nurtured for the doyen of the BJP, L.K. Advani. It was his constituency, but both Amit Shah and Narendra Modi had nurtured it.
Rani, I'm very sorry to interrupt you there. We'll come back to you, but Amit Shah seems to be speaking in right now. Let's just listen into what he's saying.
कि बढ़ चढ़कर लोकतंत्र के इस महोत्सव में हिस्सा ले, स्थिर सरकार, सुरक्षित देश, समृद्ध देश, गरीब कल्याण और भारत गौरव को समर्पित एक सरकार चुनिए, एक ऐसी सरकार चुनिए जो भ्रष्टाचार के खिलाफ हो, गरीबी का उन्मूलन करना चाहती हो, आत्मनिर्भर भारत बनाना चाहती हो, विकसित भारत बनाना चाहती हो और पूरे विश्व में हर क्षेत्र में भारत को नंबर 1 ले जाना चाहती हो। आज इतनी चिलचिलाती धूप के बावजूद भी अब तक बहुत उत्साहजनक वोटिंग के ट्रेंड मिल रहे हैं। जहां तक गुजरात का सवाल है, करीब करीब 20% वोटिंग 2.5 घंटे में ही गुजरात के मतदाताओं ने समाप्त किया है। मुझे पूरा विश्वास है देश भर में आज जहां जहां मतदान है वो सभी मतदाता और गुजरात के मतदाता एक ऐसी सरकार चुनेंगे जो स्थायित्व भी देगी, सुरक्षा भी देगी, समृद्धि भी देगी, गरीबी से मुक्त भारत बनाएगी। मैं आज के लोकतंत्र के इस पर्व के अवसर पर सभी देशवासियों को बहुत बहुत शुभकामनाएं देता हूं और फिर से एक बार पुरजोश वोटिंग कर लोकतंत्र के इस पर्व में हिस्सा लेने की अपील करता हूं। आज देश में तीजा चरणનું मतदान है। गुजरातनी વધેલી 25 से 25 सीटों पर आज मतदान થવાનું છે। હું ગુજરાતની જનતાને અને વિશેષ કરી ફર્સ્ટ ટાઈમ વોટરને અપીલ કરવા માંગુ છું કે એવી સરકાર માટે આપણે સૌ વોટિંગ કરીએ જે દેશને સ્થિરતા આપે, સુરક્ષા આપે, સમૃદ્ધ બનાવે, ગરીબીનું સંપૂર્ણ ઉન્મૂલન કરે અને વિકસિત અને આત્મનિર્ભર ભારતની રચના કરે। એક એવી સરકાર આપણે ચૂંટીએ જે સમગ્ર વિશ્વમાં દરેક ક્ષેત્રમાં ભારત નંબર 1 બને એવી સરકાર અને એવા પક્ષ માટે આપ સૌ વોટિંગ કરો એવી મારી આપ સૌને અપીલ છે। લોકશાહીના આ મહોત્સવમાં સૌ ગુજરાતીઓ દર વખતની જેમ રંગે ચંગે ઉત્સાહથી ઉમંગથી ભારી સંખ્યામાં વોટિંગ કરે અને અંતે આપનું વોટિંગ જ ભારતના વિજયનું કારણ બનશે એનો મને વિશ્વાસ છે। વંદે માતરમ। ખૂબ ખૂબ શુભેચ્છાઓ।
Well, that was the Union Home Minister Amit Shah speaking, and he has also reached Gujarat and he has also cast his vote, and he has appealed to even the first time voters to come out and vote for a government that ensures Viksit Bharat and Atmanirbhar Bharat. And with that, now we are slipping into a short break, but we'll come back on the other side to get some more analysis from Ajit K. Jha and Rani Ibrahim over the entire phase 3 of Lok Sabha 2024.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
जानना है तो देखिए, समझना है तो सुनिए, सीखना है तो पूछिए और कमाना है तो खरीदिए। जानकारी, सलाह और निवेश सब एक ही सुपर ऐप पर। पैसे का सवाल है तो जवाब है Money9। आजादी पैसे की, अभी डाउनलोड करें।
The football is mother of all games. It is a team sport. The leadership attitude is taking the ownership.
It's always a big responsibility to take decisions and the right decisions.
I always question the stereotypical.
And that's why you are in that position.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Welcome back. You're watching News 9 Live, and we have with us our senior journalists who have joined in as our guests today for the broadcast, Ajit K. Jha and Rani Ibrahim. I will come to you first. As we were just discussing about Amit Shah's prediction about a mandate wherein he has said that he will win with a higher record this time. And you were just mentioning that that is highly possible given the circumstances in Gujarat currently and also across the nation.
Absolutely, Shreya. As I was telling you earlier, the very constituency from which Amit Shah is contesting has been a constituency that he has ensured that senior BJP leader L.K. Advani was always winning from. It is said in so much that Mr. Advani never even needed to visit his own parliamentary constituency since it was taken to our Chief Minister Narendra Modi, who is today our Prime Minister, and Amit Shah, who is today our Union Home Minister. So, I mean, it's a given that he doesn't worry about winning his constituency. Therefore, you see him stating that he's going to win with a higher margin. Now, that's as far as Gujarat is concerned, because you realize that even in the last state assembly elections, that was the only time the BJP was really challenged in terms of the voters' mandate in Gujarat at that time, because the Patel community had kind of, taken a stance of demanding reservations, which Prime Minister Narendra Modi had declined to entertain. Despite which, although the BJP lost its, vote share at that election, they came to below 100 MLAs. I mean, they actually stopped at 99 MLAs being elected and still continued in government. So that tells you about how they were able to, buck the trend, so to speak, even with the dominant Patel community going against them and still retaining power in Gujarat in the state assembly elections. So we must understand that Gujarat, amongst other states in India, Maharashtra included, are states that are absolutely controlled from New Delhi by Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Amit Shah in tandem, so to speak.
Right, Rani. Well, do stay with us. Right now, we'll also go over to Ajit K. Jha. Ajit, do help us also understand this. Sonal Patel being fielded against Amit Shah, and as Rani was also mentioning, the Patel community had spoken up against the entire reservation in the last state assembly elections, and that had affected the vote share that BJP did secure there in Gujarat. One is the Patel community having come up against the particular government, and the other, which you yourself mentioned a little while ago, is the Kshatriya community. And we do have Purushottam Rupala, in fact, being fielded from Rajkot. What are his chances given the entire Kshatriya community situation boiling up there?
Yes, you're absolutely right. The two communities, in fact, I can add a third community. One of the factions of the Koli community is also kind of pissed off with the BJP. But largely it is Kshatriya, and as you said, the Patidars, the Patels. These are factors. And as you rightly mentioned, Rajkot, Anand, Patan, Junagadh, Baskat, Surendranagar, and Sabarkand. These are 7 constituencies where, for several local reasons, so in one, for example, in Surendranagar, the dominant Koli community is really, really angry with the BJP, and they constitute 3 lakh votes in Surendranagar. Similarly, in the others, it's the Kshatriya factor. So these might end up denting the huge victory margins that the BJP had won in 2019 when they secured, as I said, all 26 seats. But I have a feeling that given the fact that it's the Modi factor which counts in Gujarat, it's the Amit Shah factor which predominates over everything. And given the fact that the victory margins are massive in most of the seats, the BJP might still end up winning almost all the seats again, like 2014 and 2019.
Right, Mr. Jha and Mr. Ibrahim, thank you so much for joining us on this broadcast and putting forth your perspective over the particular phase third of voting that's ongoing with the Lok Sabha elections of 2024. With that now, we're slipping into a short break, but do stay tuned to News9 Live as we come back with more on the other side.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
Luxury is now becoming a need rather than something that you aspire to be. So that is adding a lot of fuel. Obviously, government has played a vital role in it.
In a city like Mumbai, a luxury home may be something upwards of rupees 10 crores. In city like Delhi, again maybe something upwards of 8-9 crores. But in Bangalore, we typically define a luxury home, anything which is upwards of about 3 crores.
It's a combination of increased wealth, availability of more luxurious homes, and simultaneously the overall economy doing better.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार विमल बोलो जुबान केसरी
Welcome back. You're watching News9 Live and we are bringing you all the latest updates from the election season as India is amidst, in fact, phase 3 of its Lok Sabha voting of 2024, Lok Sabha polls of 2024. And right at the beginning of this segment, we bring you this massive roadshow that took place in Ahmedabad as Prime Minister had cast his vote there early this morning. Just let's have a look at all that unfolded in Ahmedabad. Well, we'll quickly just dip into these visuals that we are getting right now. This is Jagdish Shettar, whose visuals we can see him casting his vote. And this is the particular visuals that we are getting to you. But on the other hand, from Maharashtra, we're also bringing you visuals of Supriya Sule casting her vote. Remember, she herself is a very big contender today because we see that she has been fielded in Baramati against we have Sunetra Pawar, in fact, from Baramati against her, who is Ajit Pawar's wife. Quite a feud that's been ongoing in the Pawar household ever since the split took place between Sharad Pawar and Ajit Pawar. And we know that Supriya Sule has been an MP from this seat, long-standing MP from this particular seat back in 2014. She had won with 70,000 votes up against the BJP and the other parties who contested there. As well as in 2019, in fact, also she had won by a margin of 1.55 lakh votes. And this is a 52.63 vote share that she had secured even in 2019. And this time, she has been fielded against a particular candidate in her own family, Sunetra Pawar, her sister-in-law from Baramati. Quite a important and quite a crucial tussle that we are keeping a close watch on. On your screens right now is Basavaraj Bommai, who is also a candidate himself today from Haveri, and this is the particular visuals that we are bringing to you. This is from Karnataka, where he is right now casting his vote as well. These are some of the quick updates that we are getting to you from across regions in India with regards to all that's happening. And we will bring to you the roadshow that was conducted by Prime Minister Modi. But right now on our broadcast, we are being joined by senior journalist Jayant Bhattacharya and Dr. Anil K. Verma, a political analyst. Very good morning to both of you. Jayant Bhattacharya, firstly coming to you. While we also have been looking at all the main states, we also have Assam that's going into vote today. One particular seat there that might see anti-incumbency is Dhubri. What are your thoughts with regards to all that's been developing there, and how do you think it might pan out?
Dhubri has not really been a BJP stronghold, not even Kokrajhar. Among the seats that are going to polls in Assam, it's only Guwahati that has stood by BJP. So all these areas, these are almost the borders in Assam. These have never been with the BJP as much as it has been with, say, a Bodo candidate. In fact, Kokrajhar went to an independent, or Dhubri, wherein we know AIUDF Supremo, Badruddin Ajmal, he rules over there. As we know, that he is the perfume king over there, and he has been holding on along with his family members in the adjacent seats also. So if you look at Assam, all these places that are going on to polls this time, it's only Guwahati where the BJP may look forward to for a positive result. But in the other, I doubt how much they can penetrate in 2024.
Right, Mr. Bhattacharya. Mr. Bhattacharya, do stay with us. Right now, we also have Anil K. Verma with us. Mr. Verma, do help us understand the entire situation in the other state that we are going to discuss now, Madhya Pradesh. Jyotiraditya Scindia being fielded from Guna, and we've seen that the Scindia family bastion. But this particular elections, he is in fact replacing a Yadav community candidate who in fact he lost the elections to in 2019. So in this particular case, we've seen that there might be a particular sentiment amongst the Yadav community which doesn't favor him. Do we look at the situation like that, or what exactly might pan out there?
No, sir, I look at it differently. There are two things which we must understand very clearly. One is that anticipating these, Narendra Modi is a prime minister who thinks of so many steps ahead of others. By in sensing this, that his replacement by a Yadav, the replacement of a Yadav candidate by this gentleman may anger Yadav community. He has brought in a Yadav chief minister whose impact will be not only in Madhya Pradesh on the Yadav committee, but also in the adjacent Uttar Pradesh as well. So that point is already taken care of by the BJP. And now they have a Yadav chief minister. That is one thing. And the second thing is, which is more important, that this election, as you might have noticed, this election is not so much focused on the local candidates. This parliamentary election is focused on Prime Minister Modi. And it is true that it not only in Madhya Pradesh, but in many more states, the people and the electorate, they might not be so very happy with the local candidate and MP. And therefore, there is a little less enthusiasm that we see in the downslide of the voting turnout. But people want Modi to be retained as the Prime Minister of India. And to retain the Prime Minister, they have to vote the local BJP candidate, whether they like or don't like. So Scindia's, candidature replacing a Yadav has not much impact so far as the outcome of parliamentary elections in Madhya Pradesh is concerned. Shreya.
Right, Mr. Verma and Mr. Bhattacharya, thank you for speaking to us on News9 Live, and quite some interesting inputs and perspectives on how the seats might pan out and how the elections might pan out in the phase 3. With that, now we've come to an end to this bulletin, but do stay tuned to News9 Live as we come back with more updates through the day, this bang in the middle of the election season in 2024. Thank you for watching.
Brought to you by V-Guard, co-powered by Sensodyne and Vimal, Polo Subha Kesari.
हर पल मनाओ केसरी त्योहार। विमल, बोलो जुबान केसरी।
Helps beat sensitivity fast. Sensodyne Rapid Relief.
A defiant performance by Ten Hag's men. Now standing at 7 feet 4 inches, Satnam Singh is making his way into professional wrestling.
We are getting more good news for India.
There's a new video around what deepfake can do.
We have seen a trailer of this a few days back.
Rollers should not be only on the platform.
We'll have to wait and see how those play out.
Hindenburg's report cannot be taken as gospel of truth.
It's probably the best kept secret in India.
Family-owned business, which has been extremely clinical in their approach. They have not hesitated ever to kill their darlings.
Typical to a South Indian business empire, I think they've shunned the limelight almost deliberately.
How do you fulfill that promise? Because ultimately expectations have to be met. If you look at the political landscape, is it really changing for women? And what is the inability of the forces that dead bodies surface, but not the living people?
Film and entertainment is definitely one of the levers for any country to build its brand.
We are getting global. I feel that we're just on the takeoff.
More and more films are becoming language agnostic.
Content is a universal language.
There's one audience in the world.
Absolutely. End of the day, we all are like brothers who have mutual respect for each other from a different land.
Watch Allu Arjun on Duologue with Barundas. Streaming on News9 Plus.
India's ever-evolving urban landscape is witnessing a new revolution. And this one comes on 4 wheels.
The affluence has been growing. Cars are becoming more a reflection of what you are.
Nobody's talking about hatchbacks. Now what next? The next is the SUV.
The contribution of SUVs is close to 55-60% of the automobile sales these days.
Is that even manufacturers like to sell SUVs?
So, how did a nation obsessed with fuel economy come to love heavy gas-guzzling sports utility vehicles? Let's look at how India fell in love with the SUV.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. News is now content. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
I try and convert almost everything in a kind of a mathematical formula.
You should always stretch more than you can reach.
Listening is very important.
Because if you don't listen, how would you know what the problem is?
Everybody who's working in and around me, their personal well-being is also a responsibility that I carry.
Great leaders have shared vision.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
For the very first time in our investigation, we unmasked the killer of Ravindra Matre.
In 5G, we have to stand with the world, and in 6G, we have to lead the world.
Winning a Grammy was an absolutely surreal experience.
Why is the state not looking at putting an embargo on that?
As a Telangana person, I will not accept.
How do ordinary folks deal with this?
I try and convert almost everything in a kind of a mathematical formula.
You should always stretch more than you can reach.
Listening is very important.
Because if you don't listen, how would you know what the problem is?
Everybody who's working in and around me, their personal well-being is also responsibility that I carry.
Great leaders have shared vision.
This and more. Streaming on News9 Plus. Subscribe and get free vouchers.
For the very first time in our investigation, we unmasked the killer of Ravindra Matre.
In 5G, we have to stand with the world, and in 6G, we have to lead the world.
Winning a Grammy was an absolutely surreal experience.
Hello and welcome. You are watching First Take here on News9 Live. I'm Krishna Kumar and joining me in the studio is my colleague and friend Amit Ranjan. We begin by understanding how Indian markets are opening. Indian markets expected to open on a flat to positive note, and that's because of continuing rise on Wall Street. Bear in mind, Wall Street rising for 3 consecutive sessions with the hopes of a possible rate cut continuing over there amongst traders due to the softer than expected US jobs data. So Wall Street on a high, Dow, S&P, Nasdaq, all the major indices in the US up anywhere between 0.5% to over 1%. And there you go on your screens. S&P up over 1%, Nasdaq up over 1%, Dow Jones up nearly 0.5%, and Asian markets too tracking those gains, barring Hongkong's Hang Seng, Japan's Nikkei too up in early trade today. So that's how the global markets have set the stage. Let's take a look at how Indian markets are faring this morning. Expected to open on a flat to positive note. Nifty there up 0.1% in the green. Sensex unchanged at 0%, 73,900 below the crucial 7400 mark. Nifty continuing to be below the 22,500 mark as well. Mid cap and the small cap opening in the red barely flat on a flattish note, but in the red. So that's how the Indian markets have opened at 9:30 a.m. This morning, and we have to understand how the markets will trade for the rest of the day. Bear in mind, it was a very choppy, volatile session of trade yesterday, and the choppiness and the volatility is expected to continue as well because of the season we are in. We are in election season. Lots of questions on which direction markets will head once elections come to a close. So let's first put things into perspective. We have Soni Patnaik, Assistant Vice President, Derivative Research at JM Financial, now joining us on First Take. Soni, thank you so much for taking time out to be with us. Tell us about those levels, for the Nifty and the Sensex. Sensex continue to be below the 74K mark and the Nifty below the 22,500 mark.
Hey, good morning, Krishna. Thank you so much for having me on the show. So if we talk about Nifty, Nifty is pretty much in a very broad range of 22,350 to 22,600, 22,800 when the series had begun. As of now, there's a very strong resistance around 22,600, 22,650, and there was a lot of call writing witnessed yesterday in options chain. Any short covering in Nifty can only be seen once these resistance is taken out, that is 22,600, 650, that resistance zone has to be taken out. Then only we can see short covering and Nifty can retest its all-time highs, but that looks quite difficult because a lot of fresh positions on the short side got added yesterday, approx to the tune of 5% on the downside, 22,350 holds as a crucial important support. If it breaks, it can test 22,270, 22,280 on intraday basis, and any break or any close below these levels, the entire range for Nifty can come down closer to 22,100 to 22,400, 22,500. So that has to be a bit of a caution note. India VIX is rising to 16.6. Of course, it happens on a it just happens before the elections, and that may just indicate that there can be a lot of volatile swings until the event is over. So if we talk about Bank Nifty, on the other hand, Bank Nifty, 48,500 acts as to be a very crucial support. So as long as 48,500 is not breaking, Bank Nifty may remain sideways between 48,500 to 49,300. Short covering for Bank Nifty can only be seen above 49,300, but as of now with the data, it all seems to be a bit on a caution note, and you can see a lot of volatile intraday swings.
Right. Along with the Nifty and Sensex, one thing that we are keeping a track of is where the bank Nifty is headed. So much pressure on the banking pack, specifically when it comes to PSU banks. Tell us, what are your views on the bank Nifty?
So bank Nifty, just as we discussed, 48,500 approaches to be a very strong support. If that breaks, you can see continued further downside for bank Nifty towards 47,800, 47,600. On the upside, 49,000, 49,300 continues to act as a resistance. So any form of short covering in bank Nifty can only be seen above 49,300. Until then, until it hasn't happened or it hasn't broken either side of the levels, then you may see more of a sideways trend in bank Nifty. But either side of the range has to break for further determination of trend.
All right, so that's where the bank Nifty is headed. Let's also now bring in some stock-specific action. Amit, you have a stock like Deepak Nitrite, which has surged to 2-year highs on the back of a double upgrade as well.
A double upgrade by Morgan Stanley to overweight from underweight. Morgan Stanley has also upgraded the price target for Deepak Nitrite to 2,985. It is around the 2,550 levels as we speak. Slightly down today. The revised price target implies that the potential upside of 22% from Friday's closing levels. Now, Deepak Nitrite, if we look at its peers, Sony, over the last 6 months also, it has, apart from Linde India and Godrej Industries, it has done better. They performed better than Pidilite Industries, SRF, Gujarat, Fluororock, all of them. Do you see it peaking, or is there steam left in the stock for investors to come in right now?
So if you look at from a derivative and technical chart perspective, it has given a monthly breakout. It's quite important for Deepak Nitrite to continue trading above 25.50 and close even above it on a monthly basis. Then it can get confirmed that it can head to higher towards 2800, of course. So markets quite being very volatile, it may get a bit difficult. But then the support immediately to watch out for a medium term perspective comes out to be around 2400. Now if 2400 breaks in the medium term, then it will get difficult and it may retest to slow support levels of 2200 on a medium term basis. So very important that the monthly closing gets above 2550. It confirms that the monthly breakout is intact and it can head higher.
Okay. Sorry, there's another stock that who announced their results yesterday, and that is CG Power. There was a 10% dip in their net profits, even though revenues rose in double digits, around 17%. Now, this is primarily due to higher expenses. If we look at the peers, it is up. The stock is up over 6% today, and if we compare it to its peers, it has not done too badly over the last 1 year. Where do you see CG Power going from here? They have made forays into new sectors over the last few months also.
So CG Power, of course, today on charts, it has given a good